Yo, what's going on?
What's happening?
Welcome to another rendition of Talking Interference Sports, where we basically just talk about, sports we
Sports.
want to talk about. I'm Nick,
I'm Eric.
and we together are Talking Interference Sports. If you are not following us on the Game Changer Sports Network and you're watching this on another platform, go check out the Game Changer Sports Network. If you are watching us on the Game Changer Sports Network, go follow us everywhere else. I don't want to go through that whole thing. So go follow us, go like us, find us on YouTube, go do all that stuff. Yeah. All right. What do you got to talk about? We're running scarce on topics because there isn't really much going on other than baseball right now. Yeah. I mean,
I was gearing up to
the
basically talk about the Mariners all day.
The NFL is starting to do the mini camps. So the mini camps are beginning. No, not mini camps. It's not mini camps. It's actual like preseason training to
training camp.
Training camp. Excuse me. I'm having a rough day. Sorry.
And didn't running backs report this week or something like that?
For the Seattle Seahawks is the only team that I'm tracking.
Right.
The Seattle Seahawks have had just their rookies show up. And then tomorrow is the first day of actual training camp.
Okay.
So everybody will be at training camp. Bobby Wagner, who is set to sign his contract sometime, who knows, sometime soon. He said if the deal does not get done by tomorrow, that he's going to sit out. He won't like not be there, but he's not going to practice. He'll be there, is what he says. He says, I'll be here, but I'm not going to practice. So I much prefer that than you got guys like Cam Chancellor. Like, I love Cam Chancellor. Cam Chancellor is one of my
don't show up.
Yeah, you just don't show up because of your contractual agreements and the issues that you guys are having with the organization, and you don't show up. Where Bobby Wagner is continuing to be present but not practicing. I much prefer this. This is a way better stance on this situation.
Well, I mean, you can't expect these guys to do something for free, obviously, but I think it's to me, it comes across as way more professional to be there and not do something. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. All right. I hear what you're saying. My standpoint on it, though, is you've already signed that contract. I know you got another one coming up soon, but finish out the contract before you start saying, I'm going to sit out this and that, blah, blah, blah. Finish your obligations. That's just my standpoint on it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So at least he's there. He might not be practicing, but he's there. I appreciate that. That's fantastic.
And that to me, at least when it comes to the NFL or these other other sports in general, but maybe mostly the NFL, especially the last couple seasons, that seems like a very good middle of the road stance to take.
Right.
Like,
that's a great concept to do.
Yeah, you still have, you're like, well, I'm only going to do so much while we're negotiating or whatever.
Right.
But I'm still going to be there because I said I would be.
Right. Right. And I like that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And do I
So
100% agree with it? No. But
do you think they'll come to an agreement for Bobby Wagner
I think they
by
will.
the end of tomorrow?
End of tomorrow?
That's the start of training camp. Training camp starts tomorrow.
Yeah, I realize that. I don't know. I mean, I don't
All
think
right.
I don't think either one of them are really in the position where they're like, well, we're not gonna move from this or that or the other thing. So maybe not.
All
I
right,
don't know.
so check this out. Other than Bobby Wagner, you got Shaquem Griffin and Jaron Reed off the top of my head, who is up for a new contract. Jaron Reed just got suspended for 6 weeks, which we'll get into later. We'll have that conversation. We need to have that conversation. But
I'm not
Jaron,
excited about that conversation. But
yeah, me neither. Jaron Reed and Shaquem Griffin, who is an okay special teams player and a below average safety. Like, I mean, can you really sit here and tell me Shaquem Griffin is a top tier safety or cornerback
no,
in the secondary? Like, the guy is not. We're not looking to sign him immediately, is what I'm saying. So, other than Bobby Wagner, who else do you have to sign? Why not get this deal done? Why is it not done? Why hasn't it already been done?
that's a good question.
Yeah,
I
that's just where I'm at on it.
One is Jaron Reed even up for a new contract?
Jaron Reed is up for a contract at the end of the season. Bobby Wagner.
Has he already been?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, time flies.
Right?
Holy crap.
Bobby Wagner has already been an established player on the Seahawks. You let him go out on the podium and talk to people as the defensive captain. Bobby Wagner is the face of the Seahawks defense at this point. Why have they not gotten a deal done? I just don't get it. I don't understand. You have nobody else to sign, and Bobby Wagner got rated a 99 in Madden 2019. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Bobby Wagner is your defense at this point. He's your captain. Like, re-sign him. Why are we still waiting on this? Get it done.
Yeah, and it's not like Bobby Wagner at this point in his career has been, plagued with injury or.
I don't think Bobby
like
Wagner has sat out a game at all. I don't think he's missed a game at all. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I don't think he's missed a game. I'll look it up, though.
But he's been healthy. He's been a consistent player. He's been a really good player.
It's insanity that he has not been signed yet. All right, check this out. He's a Super Bowl champion, 5-time Pro Bowl, 4-time first team, second team All-Pro, All-Rookie team, and 3-time All-WAC. He has not the best numbers in the NFL statistics, but got rated a 99 in Madden. Like, you got to be doing something right.
Yeah.
You look at Bobby Wagner. Game start 16, 14, 11, 15, 16, 16, 15. So my assumption is that those 15, the 2 seasons where he did 15, probably sat out when
They
It
were
was
already
the
in
end
the
of the season.
playoffs.
Yeah. That would be my assumption. I don't know that for a fact. But the 2014 season, he only played 11 games.
I can't really remember why.
I don't know. I don't think Bobby Wagner's ever really been hurt.
Not that I can.
Not that I can think of. But if he missed 5 games, then he must have been hurt about something. So it doesn't matter. Bobby Wagner should be already signed by the Seahawks, and there's no reason for us to really go on unless you got something else to say about it.
Well,
No other reason.
If they don't sign him, I'm sure Beacon Plumbing will.
Yeah, don't freaking call Beacon. Yo, that costs you money.
They'll tackle your problems.
All right, man. So, Jaron Reed.
Oh, we're going to do that now?
Yeah, we're going to do that now.
Okay.
Jaron Reed has been suspended for 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
For something that happened in 2017.
Okay.
Did you read the police report?
No.
I skimmed it. I did not read everything. But basically, from what I gathered, was Jaron Reed was trying to get this woman out of his house, and he violently ripped a door off of the wall and dragged her out of the house. It's basically from what I gathered from what I was reading.
Well, shit, that's happened to me.
Not okay. That's not okay to do to people. I'm not going to condone that. But in the wake of less than a week ago or about a week ago, Tyreek Hill, after his voicemails of the alleged child abuse and all of the other stuff that has surfaced on Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill got nothing. And then Jaron Reed, 2 years later, 27 months later, gets punished, 6 weeks suspended. Tell me how this makes sense.
Well, was that an active court case?
Okay, so it was not an active court case.
What's the
Jaron Reed was dismissed. He wasn't even arrested. He was not charged with anything. It basically was swept under the rug in 2017, but you've played 2 seasons in between.
So our criminal justice system has decided that either there's not enough evidence or for whatever reason to not pursue criminal charges.
Right. And anybody who is not familiar with the Bellevue Police Department, the Bellevue Police Department are pretty infamous about trying to embarrass Seattle Seahawks players, including Marshawn Lynch. Like, they go out of their way to try and get some of these Seahawks players in trouble for things that are left and right, maybe not so much in trouble. Yeah, like, you should not so much in trouble. I'm sorry, I'm wording this wrong. Maybe something that you shouldn't be as punished for as you would be punished just to prove a point. Does that make sense? The Bellevue Police Department have tried to prove their point against the Seahawks on numerous occasions. Google it. Look it up. It has happened. It's the truth. What?
Nothing, man.
No. This is why we're having this discussion. Look, the fact that we're trying to compare domestic abuse cases bugs me. But one is slightly different than the other. And the other one that got away with virtually nothing.
Well, you just lost me with the whole Bellevue thing. I mean,
Dude, look it up, man. I'm telling you. You haven't heard nothing? Okay, Marshawn Lynch got in trouble for, I think it was like possession. And he wasn't even in possession of it. He was just in a vehicle with somebody. And they went to the full extent of the law that they could while he had good lawyers.
Yeah, okay.
Do you remember that?
I do remember that. But that it's not like the police are out there trying to make an example of these people.
Lofa Tatupu.
They have evidence.
No, man. No, they don't have evidence. They just went in. Okay, so we're getting into a political conversation about this. Maybe not. All right.
Not really. I mean,
okay. What evidence do they have against Jaron Reed right now?
Well, obviously, they don't have anything because he wasn't charged with anything.
No. Okay. So what evidence did they have against Marshawn Lynch when he got charged for being with somebody who was in possession of an illegal substance? Eric loves the police. Hootie hoo. I'm just kidding. Okay, no, seriously, tell me though.
Man, I don't know the exact like city ordinances that Bellevue has, and I don't recall. I mean, I remember that happening. I don't remember the exact details of that case or whatever.
Okay, that's fine. I just feel that Bellevue Police Department has a strong, because even Lofa Tatupu, his career got ended because of the Bellevue Police. I'm just saying, like, Carlos Guillen, shortstop for the Mariners, they have a knack for getting these athletes on some shit that they don't need to get them on. Carlos Guillen didn't even blow above a DUI limit and got a DUI.
Yeah, okay. But you can get a DUI if you take a field sobriety test and you could be sober.
Right.
Take the field sobriety test and it's up to that officer's judgment.
Right.
Whether you're intoxicated or not. And at that point, if he feels like you are,
you're 100% correct.
Then you are charged with DUI.
You are 100% correct on that. But does that happen more often with athletes in the Seattle area with the Bellevue Police as opposed to a regular Joe Schmo like Nick from Talking Interference Sports or Eric from Talking Interference Sports? That I don't know.
But
I'm just saying it's a regular reoccurrence.
And my point is that it's
why not the company?
All right. Is that when you're in these situations, you have to be smart about it. You have to know when to say no and when to just shut up.
I 100% agree with you, all right? So if Jaron Reed wasn't in the situation that he was in, we wouldn't even be having this discussion about was Tyreek Hill let off with a little bit more? Or is the Bellevue Police sticking down on Jaron Reed and telling the NFL some stuff that we're not privy to? I get it. I understand. Well, don't put yourself in that situation. Be smarter.
Don't put yourself in that situation. And also when you're dealing with the police, No, be like, hey, it's up to that guy's discretion whether I'm drunk or not. Don't take the chance.
I agree with that.
You know,
And I totally
get your car towed, go to the police station, get the official breathalyzer, and then deal with your consequences then.
do not for 1 second sit here and think that I'm supporting what Jaron Reed did. Okay? Understand,
Absolutely not.
understand that I think what he did was horrible, and I think less of him because of it. Okay? But the fact that I have to compare Tyreek Hill's domestic abuse situation and his child abuse situation versus something that happened 2 years ago that got swept under the rug is ridiculous.
To me, that's more of an NFL problem rather than a whatever police department problem.
The only reason why I was pointing out the Bellevue police is because it is a regular thing. But we can move past the Bellevue police department. We'll move past that.
That's also a very high income area, a very desirable area. Probably a lot of these guys live in that area. So
we'll move past that though. I get you. I understand. You're totally right. You're absolutely 100% right.
When it comes to the NFL doling out punishment,
this is Jaron Reed getting suspended.
We talked about
for
this
6 weeks after Tyreek Hill just got nothing tells me either A, their investigation skills suck ass that it took them 2 years to find something that the police report didn't establish, that isn't a public record. They found something that public record didn't find. B, they're trying to punish somebody after the scrutiny that they got for not punishing Tyreek Hill for something, and they were just like, throw a dart, find a name, let's get it. And then when they finally threw the dart and it landed on Jaron Reed, they spun a wheel and decided this is the amount of time that you're going to get punished for.
Yeah, I mean, like we were talking about earlier, and like, oh yeah, Ray Lewis was
on a murder trial. All right, so Roger Goodell was not. I looked it up after our conversation. We had this conversation earlier. Roger Goodell was not in charge of the league punishment policies at that time. Roger Goodell had no hand in the NFL's conduct at that time. Even at that time, the National Football League's Player Association didn't come to an agreement with them on how to punish players, so that was dealt with differently at that time.
Okay.
That
makes sense.
Afterward, the National Football League's Player Association agreed to let Roger Goodell have 100% stake in who gets punished, for what, and why. There is a committee, but ultimately it's the same kind of concept as the presidential and Congress and Senate, the three ring.
Right.
At the end of the day, the vote goes up to the president, and he can veto that shit and say, nah, he gets a 6 months or a 6 week suspension anyway, because I said so. So collectively, we're at the mercy of Roger Goodell, who is absolutely an idiot for letting Tyreek Hill get away with. Have you listened to that voicemail?
No.
It is damning. It is disgusting. It is disgraceful. And Tyreek Hill should not be employed by the NFL if they want to show that domestic violence is not, or child abuse for that matter, is not what the NFL stands for. But then they turn around and let Jaron Reed get suspended for 6 weeks because of something that happens 2 years ago. Tell me your thought process on this. Tell me what you're thinking. Because I'm the one spitting this out here. I sound like an asshole because I'm like this, and this.
No, I mean, I'm just trying to wrap my head around how
it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
It's a spin the wheel, and this is the punishment you land on. And Roger Goodell should not have this much power.
And that's what I have a big problem with. I mean, be consistent. And that way everybody knows, the players know, the viewers know, everybody knows.
It makes me frustrated that we have a podcast and we talk about sports that I have to analyze. Is that a word?
That's a word.
Okay. I have to analyze. Excuse me.
There you go.
I have to analyze 2 different domestic abuse situations and say one's heavier than the other, but one gets punished more than the other because Roger Goodell says so. It's disgusting. It's gross.
Well, and that's why we have trials.
That's true too. Why are they getting punished outside the NFL and then coming, or not getting punished outside the NFL and then coming back to work? This is work for them. This is their job. This is their living. Why are we getting them punished twice? That's double jeopardy, dude. I mean, it's not a murder case, right?
No. I mean, it's not exactly double jeopardy, but I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not verbatim, but you shouldn't get punished at your job.
It's pretty close because you can't be convicted of the same crime twice.
But you're being convicted at your work.
Right. As well as...
in a judicial system.
Or in Jaron Reed's case, not.
And then getting punished
afterwards.
No, that's not the NFL's business.
No.
And I get the NFL. Okay.
And I get it, though. I mean, they're trying to put out a product there, and these people, these players are representing their product, or they are their product. And, so many people are out there to be like, oh, well, kids watch football, kids do this, and they'll emulate these people that they see and that they look up to. Sure. But on the Jaron Reed and Tyreek Hill thing aside, just your average, let's say, 24 when they come into the league on average? 24,
I would
23,
say maybe
24?
2021.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Even worse. Okay,
yeah.
So 2021. Your average 2021-year-old is not a role model.
No. He's a young kid trying to figure out his life.
He doesn't know, he or she doesn't know what's going on. They don't know, they're not the elder statesmen of their generation at 20.
No, not even remotely.
So, I don't know. That argument also kind of falls flat for me. Too, just the whole...
Okay, so I get the NFL's standpoint on it. You are signing a contract. You read the contract. There's a player policy conduct that you have to adhere by. Understandable. Get it. Okay, you're a representative of the NFL. or said team.
Mhm.
The
And I'm sure
Rams, the Chiefs, the Dolphins, whatever the hell it is.
I'm sure there's probably two too. You know,
Right.
there is a league code of
player
conduct, and there's a team code of conduct
for sure. And you sign that contract and you break those rules, you should be punished. Absolutely. But it should be conducted in a fashion where it's consistent.
Yeah.
And it's not consistent.
For me, consistency is the key here.
All right. That's the biggest thing for me, because if one guy gets in trouble 2 years later, that's inconsistent. I feel that because that happened a week later after the Tyreek Hill incident, that we have been like, oh yeah, this has been sitting on my desk for 2 years, and I finally picked up the file and looked at it, and it's not terrible, but let's just rule him suspended for 6 weeks because he got accused of something.
Yeah, and I think that's my big problem with Jaron Reed's case specifically, and there have been a couple others over the years where they don't have enough evidence to go to trial. So how is there enough evidence for the NFL to punish?
And that's what I was saying
this
is
guy?
I understand their standpoint on it because of the player conduct policy. Okay?
I get that.
That makes sense.
But it doesn't because, like I think we've said about 7 times now, another guy who is convicted or does go to trial and there was enough evidence gets nothing or gets less.
Right. And what I'm saying is the consistency about it is don't punish a guy 2 years later. Punish him when it happens. It's just he's played 2 seasons. 2 seasons since he got in trouble.
The thing with that is
regardless of whether or not I'm a Seahawks fan, if he was on somebody else's team 2 seasons later.
See, the thing is, though, is that different states have different like disclosure laws about what goes on in criminal cases. So it might take 2 years.
The police report was released way long ago. You can Google the police report.
But the police report is just the responding officers that day.
Right.
That doesn't include an active investigation. So that's why, like, everyone or everybody that does news or listen to a early morning radio program, they always have this day in crazy old Florida, because Florida has extremely translucent laws about active criminal investigations.
Right.
And the amount of information that they're allowed to disclose to the public, whereas other states aren't like that. So
I get what you're saying. It makes sense.
The amount of information that could be available, even to the NFL. I mean, they're not God. They still
the
have
NFL should not have power enough to punish somebody after the fact.
My point by saying that was they might just get that information. Case closed, done, boom.
I get it.
And then the NFL can get all of the information and then be like, but still.
Do you agree?
This is a thing worth punishing.
Do you agree that Tyreek Hill should have not gotten any punishment at all, and then Jaron Reed gets suspended 6 weeks?
No, I don't agree with that at all.
No.
But to me, what my point when saying that was, you can't just look at this was 2 years later, because
The NFL must obviously know
Because
something more than we do.
in Washington, I don't know exactly what it is, but our laws on how much information that the police or that
Well, 90% of that fucking police, excuse me, F word, sorry. 90% of that police report is redacted.
okay, but I mean, if there was still an active investigation going, I don't know if there was or not. I haven't read that much into it.
Okay.
How much information the NFL was actually allowed to get. So it might have taken 2 years for them to get as much accurate information as they could. That doesn't bother me. But what does bother me is that you have two situations which are both bad, but one is, I would say, significantly worse.
Right.
I
hear what you're saying.
And nothing happens, and then this guy just gets nailed.
Don't put your hands on people. That's women, children, men.
Yeah, it doesn't
don't put your hands on people. Don't put yourself in that situation. Freedom of Information Act.
That's
She's
true,
right.
But there are still laws that protect classified information.
That's why things are redacted in police reports when they're released to the public.
And that's also why you don't get all the information on active criminal cases.
Right.
Because
it could sway a juror one way or another.
Now, that in a criminal case, you do have to give all the information that you have to the defense or the prosecution.
Right.
But that's...
Yeah, here or there.
But they also have to keep that sort of, close to the vest and not make it public information until it's brought up in the trial.
All of that information should be released as soon as it can be, and people shouldn't be being punished years later. We played 2 seasons with Jaron Reed, and now he's getting sticked with this?
That just might be when they get all the information. I don't know. That's the only logical thing I can think of.
Okay.
That,
all right.
The NFL didn't have all their facts, and then now they do, and they're like, okay.
It makes sense.
Now we can do this. But what doesn't make sense is they had all the facts on this other guy, and they're like, fine, whatever.
I'm not one of those guys that believe that sports leagues skew things to make specific teams a little bit better in one way or another. But after the season that Patrick Mahomes had, and now all of this being brought to fruition and brought to the light, and Tyreek Hill is let off with nothing, does that maybe point you in a direction that they're saying,
but
hey,
Tyreek Hill doesn't play with the Chiefs anymore. He plays for the Browns.
No, that's oh yeah, you're right. What's the guy's name that we're talking about?
Jaron Reed?
No. The guy from the Chiefs.
Tyreek Hill.
No.
Tyreek Hill played for the Chiefs, and now he plays for the Browns.
You're mistaken.
I am?
Yes. You're talking about the guy that kicked somebody in the hallway.
That's right. That wasn't Tyreek Hill.
That's not Tyreek Hill. I can't remember what his name is. It's not who we're talking about.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was mistaken then.
You threw me off. I don't know where I was going with that, but we can move on. I don't want to talk about people beating other people up. Kareem Hunt.
That was it.
That's who you're talking about. Kareem Hunt. Oof. Kareem Hunt plays for the Browns now. Tyreek Hill still plays for the Chiefs. What I was saying is is this skewed maybe a little bit to make the Chiefs the next team?
I don't think so. I think it's bad decision making.
I just, it's something you got to talk about because it's out there. Like people are always like, the NFL's rigged, the NBA's rigged, the MLB's rigged.
Yeah, people also think that you can just storm the gates at Area 51 and then find out there's aliens there too. So people are dumb.
Yeah. Okay. The Earth is flat. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Oh, I did see a funny picture. It said, "You thought flat earthers were dumb," and then it showed a picture of
Area 51 runners.
it showed a picture of Billy Corgan, and he's like, "This idiot thinks the world's a vampire."
Right. I love it. Okay. All right. You do the crime, you pay the time, Chelsea says. I agree. But if you do the crime and you have to pay the time within a reasonable amount of time.
Or everyone pay a consistent amount of time.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
That's the part about all of this that has always kind of ticked me off is just like, it's not apples to oranges. If
why does one guy get punished more or less because of XYZ?
I get it.
And
you get suspended. We do this. We commit the same crime. Okay, we're in the NFL now. Nick does, I don't know, whatever. I do the same thing, but mine is obviously much more severe. I should get punished more severely. Fine, no problem with that. But there's a reason behind it, and there's a punishment for both people.
Okay. If Tyreek Hill got a 6-week suspension and Jaron Reed got a 6-week suspension, I'd be okay with that. Because both are
I would still have some qualms about that.
I would have qualms
less.
about it, but I would have less because it's a consistent, you messed up, this is your punishment.
Yep.
Whereas one guy who did something messed up, real messed up, and then another guy who did something that was messed up, but 2 years earlier,
when he just,
if when it happened, he got in trouble, I wouldn't be complaining about it as much. And you have to compare it because Tyreek Hill literally last week got away with alleged abuse, verbal, physical, on a woman, on a child. Listen to that voicemail. I will not play it. It's disgusting. He is a terrible human. He's a monster. He's a monster. I will say that. I will say that publicly. Tyreek Hill is a terrible human being.
Well,
when you get away with that and then somebody else gets punished 2 years later, that's what bothers me. For a lesser degree. Like, no reason should Jaron Reed be ripping off a door to kick a woman out of his house and drag her out of his house. No reason for that. You're a 250-plus football playing man. You're a big dude. You can scare a 150-pound woman to death just by sneezing. Don't be physical with people. Don't be physical with children. Don't be physical with women. And you won't be put in this situation.
Or anybody.
People in general. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Just don't be physical with people. Don't put yourself in this situation.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I'm mad because of the inconsistency, and I'm mad about a 2-year later issue. Like, it was 2 years later after everybody scrutinized Goodell's decision on Tyreek Hill. That's why I'm mad. 100%. That's why I'm mad. But we don't have to talk about it anymore. Let's move on.
We spent 45 minutes on
yeah,
it. So
we don't need to talk about it anymore. Let's talk about some Mariners. Or, God, please, give me something better than the Mariners to talk about. Is that what you got for me? We're going to talk about the Mariners.
Let's talk about the Mariners.
Oh, my God.
Hey,
Mike Leake almost threw a perfect
There you
game
go. And they're
a
not
week ago.
they're not the worst team out there.
Record-wise,
Mhm.
I agree with that. It's disgusting and absolutely foul. It makes me sick to my stomach to even think about this, that the Mariners lose games in fashion where it's not even competable. Like, yeah, we're in a step back season. There is no reason you should be losing consistently 10-2, 9-1, 26-3, 104-1.
Yeah, they just lost to the Rangers yesterday. 3-7.
3-7. All right. It's not competitive baseball. It's not fun to watch.
On the upside, they had a good April. Could you imagine how the start of the season? They had a great April.
Okay, 13-2. Okay.
If it wasn't for that, they would be like 27 and like
the problem
72.
The problem is the trade deadline's right around the corner.
And they have nobody to trade.
They have nobody. The only couple people that they have to trade aren't even worth trading.
No.
What are you going to get for Mike Leake?
What do you get
Mike
for
Leake
D.
almost
Gordon?
D. Gordon's on the injured list.
Yeah, for 10 days.
10 days. You will get nothing for D. Gordon. D. Gordon isn't even worth talking about in this trade deadline.
I totally agree.
What are we looking at as a Mariners team?
The guy they're bringing up from AAA to replace D. Gordon while he's injured has a better batting average, has more home runs, and more RBIs.
Okay. Well, I don't want
less stolen bases.
Okay. I don't want to say this to diminish the fact that, hey, you're having a great season in AAA, but AAA pitchers
that's true.
are way, way different than MLB starting pitchers.
Yeah, very true.
That's a different animal. 99% of the time when you get a strike, it is in a hittable position in AAA for these guys. Probably not for me, because the hardest thing in sports is to hit a fastball. But this is what they are bred to do. And you should be ahead of other guys like D. Gordon. What the hell is D. Gordon's on-base batting or on-base percentage?
I don't know off the top of my
It's
head.
terrible. His batting average is less than 200, I promise. 250.
Nah, it's
250.
It's definitely not less than 200.
It's less than 250, I promise. It's less than 250.
I don't know about that.
I promise it. D.
Okay.
Gordon's batting average.
Here's what I have for D. Gordon so far. Season batting
280.
average is 0.28.
Okay, I was wrong. D. Gordon's on-base percentage. Because if he's not getting a hit, He ain't getting on base. Dude strikes out like crazy. 2019, he's batting .280. And his on base percentage is .673. It's not that great.
Yeah.
What are you getting for D. Gordon, especially when he's injured?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that D. Gordon at
Steals.
this point,
He steals bases.
yeah, is he's fast.
He's good. Get him on like the Astros and let him pinch hit every once in a while in game-winning situations where he can even pinch run, steal a bag, get home in an RBI situation. That's what D. Gordon's good for now, not trade value.
Yeah, and okay, you
I love D. Gordon.
yeah, I mean, and he's 31, and you're just not going to get anything for him.
Nothing, dude. He's good for a pinch hit, pinch run, steal a bag, lay a bunt. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
Who else you got on deck? Mike Leake? Mike Leake? That's who you're going to trade? That's who you're going to get rid of at the trade deadline?
or Domingo Santana.
Domingo Santana is the only reason why you have so many wins as you do.
Yeah,
And you know what? He almost has more errors than other teams in the league.
Yeah.
Okay? Domingo Santana, even if you get something for him, you're going to get what?
half a prospect.
Half a prospect, yeah. Half a prospect, and who are you going to trade? Omar Narvaez? Omar Narvaez isn't a very good defensive catcher. He can hit the ball.
Yeah,
It's disgusting what is happening with the Mariners. I like that we are looking at Austin Nola, and we're looking at Tim Beckham sucks, but what's the other cat that's playing shortstop? Austin Nola is playing catcher. Mariners roster. What's that cat's name? This guy's out here trolling like regular. This dude, even Daniel Vogelbach, who was an all-star representative for the Seattle Mariners during the all-star game, they went 0-1. Showed nothing in the all-star game. Who are you going to trade? Cody Guerin? Wade LeBlanc? You need to keep Wade LeBlanc. He's the only left-hand pitcher you got.
right.
Tom Murphy?
Oh God.
Tom fucking Murphy? Excuse me. Sorry. J.P. Crawford. That's the cat I'm talking about. I like that J.P. Crawford is being consistent. I like that you got Austin Nola. Dude, release. Don't release Kyle Seager. Please. Please. I know we have to eat the salary cap. I know we have to eat it. And Kyle Seager isn't doing anything for you, man. Since he's been back, he's hit what? Less than 10 home runs, 5 home
Yeah,
runs.
something like that.
It's terrible. Let's click on Kyle Seager. Let's look at it. He's batting 192, bro. 192. Dismiss this guy. He has 7 home runs, 19 RBIs, and 1 stolen base. Get rid of Kyle Seager. We talked about this.
We did talk about it.
Mitch Haniger, don't get rid of him while he's injured. Let him come back next season, build his value, dish him out. Get everything that you can for everybody and release Kyle Seager. Do not let Kyle Seager on this team. Don't let this guy be paid as much as he's being paid to bat 192.
Bro,
192.
that's a catcher's average.
That's worse than a catcher's average. That's my son's batting average. My son can bat better than that, and he's one. I just said that. I don't care.
I don't know. I mean, Vasquez batted in the World Series for the Red Sox, and he was batting like 186 or something like that.
192 is terrible. And you're a third baseman, Gold Glove winner, and you're getting paid almost $500,000, I think. I think his contract's almost $500,000. Guaranteed money.
I think it would be more than that. $500,000?
Yeah, I said that wrong.
That would be $500,000. That is not a lot.
Yeah.
Keep him
being
for that
stupid.
money.
I'm being stupid. I'm being stupid.
I don't
Hold
care
on.
if he has a
Hold on.
0 batting average.
I'm being retarded. Sorry. Sorry. That was disgusting of me. Sorry about that. Kyle Seager's contract is God, disgusting. 7 years, $100 million.
Yeah.
Signing bonus, $350 million. Guaranteed $500,000. Free agent 2023. Average salary, $14,285. Disgusting. Gross. You're batting 192. Hang this man. Hey, I said that. Sacrifice him. Let's put a circle in the middle of T-Mobile Park. Let's tie him from the first base, the second base. Let's wrap a rope around his neck and tie it up to the second base. Put his legs straight down. Tie him to home plate. He's batting 192. For as much as he's making, come on, man. Get rid of this guy. Release him.
I mean, I'm not ready to go full Wicker Man.
I am
on him.
fucking Wickermaning it, dude. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. It's ridiculous. We have Ian Miller, who is in AAA, can steal more bags, bat better. This guy can fill up a third base slot. Way better than Kyle Seager can. Get rid of him. He's done. He's overcooked. Get rid of him. Sorry. You want to put me on the goddamn Mariners, man. Fucking Mariners, man. You know how terrible it is to be a Mariners fan in 2009, July 2019. After the All-Star break, you have no idea unless you are really a Mariners fan. Unless you've been watching it your entire life. We have the most wins in a season and no World Series. And we have Kyle Seager batting 192. 192. This is fucking ridiculous. You want to get me started? You know what, man? We talked about it before the season started. We said, trade everything, get rid of everything, sell it, fire sale. It was a fire sale. We got rid of everything. Everything is gone. But Kyle Seager and Felix Hernandez are still looming around. Why do we have these terrible baseball players on our team still? Our team is so bad that Domingo Santana is our best player, and he has more errors than other teams in the league.
I think he has like 64.
What the hell? Man, tell me why I'm a Mariners fan.
I have no idea.
This is stupid. I hate it. I'm mad. I don't like it. This is disgusting. You're not competing in baseball. I get it. It's a rebuild year. I understand we're rebuilding, but do not lose to the Orioles 9-2. Do not lose to the Orioles 9-2. Dylan Moore should not throw the ball to a vacated home plate while Omar Narvaez is halfway up first base. This is embarrassing. It's disgusting. It's terrible baseball. I hate the Mariners, but I love them. I love them. The Mariners are embarrassing me.
Bro, it's that Soto mojo.
It is not that Soto mojo. The Soto mojo has not been a thing since 2001, Eric. 2001. And after that, you didn't even win a World Series. You didn't even make the World Series. You didn't even make the World
They
Series.
got eliminated in the first round.
No, I think they made the ALDS.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they made the ALDS.
I thought it was the first
It doesn't
round.
matter. You didn't make the World Series. You let Aaron Boone hit a fucking home run to eliminate you. Aaron Boone to eliminate you from the playoffs. The Seattle Mariners are a goddamn shame. It's terrible to watch. It's disgraceful to watch.
Bro, you just got to stay true to the blue.
Don't.
Bro,
Don't.
2021's right around the corner.
Yeah.
We're going to win the World Series.
And if we're doing this podcast in 2021, I will clip this whole sound thing that I just ranted about. I will clip all of it and I will play it for you because we will be complaining about other players and not being in the World Series or the playoffs. When have they made the playoffs since 2001? Not since 2001. Because they're that bad. When you hear people talk about, oh, they're the Browns of blah, blah, blah. Oh, the Browns are blah, blah, blah.
The Browns have made the
The
playoffs
Browns
recently.
have been better than the Mariners. The Browns are the Mariners of football. This is disgusting.
It's true.
It's disgusting. No, Nick, you're embarrassing yourself. I'm not. I don't care. The Mariners are embarrassing me. The Mariners make me act like this. The Mariners do this to me. This is what I have to deal with.
Whew, I love Mariners.
I hate the Mariners, man. I hate them.
Go Sox.
Yeah, that's why he's a Red Sox fan. He lives in Seattle. The Seattle Mariners suck so bad that he has to jump on a bandwagon
They do.
team. Terrible. It's disgusting. The Mariners are awful. Let's get it together. Let's step back. Release Kyle Seager. Release him.
Yeah.
Do not let that be the standard for your team. He's in a slump. Man, he's been in a slump for a while.
Yeah, he's been in a slump for the past 3 seasons.
Yeah. Release the dude. Bite the bullet. You're not trading him for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you did it with
Bite the
Robbie
bullet.
Cano.
No. Nobody in their right mind are signing Kyle Seager. Nobody. What team is in so bad, dire need of a third baseman that bats 192?
The Royals?
The Royals aren't that desperate. The Mariners are. The Royals are not. I hope the Yankees win the World Series. I'm over it, man. We're done. I'm done with the conversation.
All right. Well,
This is disgusting.
we're at an hour anyway.
I'm so mad. I'm so livid.
Really?
You got me started.
I know.
You fired me up, dude.
That's what I'm here. I just gotta step back, throw a little kindling on the fire.
The Mariners are terrible. Leave it at that. All right? And Chelsea and Jeff, you guys are embarrassing yourselves for telling me I'm embarrassing me. Look at you. I can yell as loud as I want about the Mariners, and Tanner will never wake up because that's how terrible the Mariners are. Even sleeping babies can't wake up from vocally angered people screaming from the top of a mountain. Tanner will never wake up from this. I hate the Mariners, but I love them. Don't do that to me. Don't steal my Mariners, though. I need baseball. I'm already missing basketball. We'll never see basketball in the city again. I'm almost convinced. We'll go down that road another day. That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother hour there.
That's a whole nother screaming match. The Mariners suck. The Seahawks are in trouble in the defensive line.
The Seawolves are back-to-back champions,
The
though.
Seawolves are back-to-back champions. And the Patriots are still cheaters. All right. See you guys later.